So I'm going to take you through a little bit of the menu and settings options with the game. So if you press start, you can see the different options here. You got resume, restart last checkpoint, manual save, which you can save your game and then manually, but it also saves not manually. And then there's the camera mode, which to be honest I did not use as much, but I thought I'd show you all the stuff through here as well. Yeah, you just can edit your camera, specifically like what the intensities or the size or strength specifically you want to do. So this kind of just provides you a little bit of the accessibility within the game, and the adjustments that you can make. There's also the different lighting that you can have in the game, whether you want to change that, as well as the sticker mode, which to be honest I don't know much about, and I'm not really too worried about analyzing that right now. But then there's this part which I never realized this was even here until I really started to analyze after playing the game and beating the game. And it shows you like the visibility, and obviously you want them to be visible, so that's why I didn't really bother, and I didn't even know the photo mode is here, so it's cool to go through this. So now the controller settings. This just gives you a brief overview of the controller settings and what each button does and what the purpose serves for each button. Like you got pause, swing, shoot, dodge, jump, all that. And then settings, there's the game settings. First off, we have the difficulty. Amazing is the one that I played, so I just had on that. This is the easiest, friendly neighborhood. Friendly is next, then amazing, then spectacular, then ultimate, and then it goes back to the start. So I'm just going to put back on amazing. And then you have the puzzles, which I show a little bit with that one octopus puzzle. And then there's the gadgets. You can just change the button, photo mode, shortcuts, screens, fast travel. Yeah, just like little gameplay settings that you can adjust. And then this is controller settings. You can change the accessibility of your vibrations. Just the controller vibrates when something's going on in the game. And then there's the adaptive triggers. And then for camera, you can change the camera angles, as well as the camera sensitivity, as well as the camera shake. Whereas the camera shake kind of gives you more like natural feel, whereas if you don't have it on, then it doesn't. And then as cameras follow, usually you have it on so that it follows the main character. Otherwise, it would kind of be weird if it didn't. So I think that's why that's there. But still, they give you the options to turn all of this off. And then combat camera, it focuses on the combat. Otherwise, it could just focus on Spider-Man, but then there wouldn't be combat. Yeah, so it gives you accessibility, but it also gives you the choice to not have that on as well, which I think is cool. And then there's the heads-up display, which is the HUD, which is like your little mini map. And then, yeah, that just shows you that stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Then there's the audio, so there's subtitles. That is the only standard thing. You can change the size. You can change if you want subtitles or not. You can change the color of the background, speaker color. So just background color. There's really only 2 options, and then the others, there's 9 options for these, depending on the color that you want. They don't have something where you can make your own color, so that might be a limit, but still they have a wide variety. Then there's the audio. You can change the specific audio if you want something, like if you want to hear something more of something, like the master volume. Like if you wanted to hear the music volume in the background less, you could turn that down. Then there's the listening mode, which allows you to customize to the atmosphere that you're playing. Right now I'm playing on headphones, so that's why it has it on that. Just better increases the accessibility of the game. And there's controller speakers, controller volume, and the last thing is the JJJ podcast, the J. Jonah Jameson. They actually have the podcast in the game, so that's pretty cool. You can turn it off though if you don't. And then the HDR, the high dynamic range, the graphics modes. You can just change the performance of your graphics modes, or you can change the performance, fidelity, do specific things about like what your preferences are graphics. So it has 3 options, so that's pretty cool. Most games don't have any, and this is the display mode, so you can change that, as well as here we have the brightness, so you can just change the brightness of the game if you want, or the contrast of the game. I have it all the way up because it makes it clearer, or you could turn it all the way down, whatever it is. And then motion blur, There's a little bit of a blur in the camera, so it goes with that, and then film grain, and then chromatic aberration. Yeah, I honestly don't know too much about that, but I just wanted to at least show you everything that is here with the visual. And then the accessibility options to skip puzzles, you can turn that on or off. I had that on I had that off because I wanted to do the puzzles, get the full game experience, but you could also turn that off if you don't want to do those or you have trouble with those. And then there's other holds, presses, and assists. So these are kind of like, you know, the cheats or the other things that you can add in, whether it be, you know, you want the game to be more accessible, more easy, then you can turn some of these on, you can turn some of them off, you can change the mode of how you want to do it, whether it be like a hold thing or a tap thing, or as well as like just off or on. And like this one right here in dodge window, if you're having trouble dodging, maybe then you could turn that on so you have an easier time. And then this has the controller and visual, kind of went through those a little bit as well. And then the visual aids, this is a little bit different, but it kind of takes you through more of like the specifics with the aids that are the aids that the visual schematics, I guess, show. So this is like waypoints, so you can just change the size. And then the HUD background, which shows your health, is you can change this, like you can turn it off if you don't want it, or you can keep it on. And then this also tells the text color. And then this is high visibility spider sense. So if you want more visible, if you have trouble to see it, you can do that. And then there's the contrast options where you can actually change the contrast of the character. And then there's other options that go in with that where it would, like the character would have or an aurora of a specific color around them. But I don't have those on because I think it gives you that full display. If you have those off, it gives you the full character reveal, you know, what the gameplay was made for and what the creators wanted you to experience. And then the last thing, quit. So this is the different part of the accessibility. It's not the settings menu, but it's a different menu. It shows you this is the map, so it takes you through all the areas, playable areas within New York. Yeah, you see, I went through all of the different areas of the game that you can play, and then as well it has the surrounding outside of the map that you can look at. And yeah, so you can just go through and look at the map, see if you need to do anything. If this right here, if you press X, add the custom waypoint, you can remove that. This is the social network feed where the game actually has its own like social network platform. So you can go through that anytime you want. So that's pretty cool. And then if you press triangle, you can view the legend of the different things that you need to do throughout the game. This is the main missions and crimes and side missions are like the main parts, but everything else you can do as well to unlock tokens. These are the different suits, suit accessibility. As you can see, there's a plethora of different suit combinations that you can do, and then each suit, or some suits, have its own suit power as well that you can add as well. And then there's the different suits from the different games. You have the Amazing Spider-Man games, and then the original Spider-Man games from the movies, and then it has suits from the comics. See, this is the suit from the latest Spider-Man movie, and then it has the classic suit from the comics, and then the suit from the game. And then these are the different suit powers, and then some of the suits unlock the game. So if you see at the bottom right, it shows you the suit, and then if you like what that unlocks and whatnot. And then this is the suit modes, and you unlock those with the tokens that you get from the different side missions and side stuff that you can do throughout the game to give yourself more accessibility, more powers. And then this is the gadgets. So this is the web shooters, you know, the typical staple Spider-Man. And there's the impact web, spider drone, electric web, web bomb, trip mine. And then this is how you unlock that stuff. So I don't have this one right here, and it tells you on the right that it's unaffordable and you need that token. Same with this right here and this one as well. Yeah, just taking you through again how you need all that. And then these are the skills that you can get throughout the game. There's Innovator, Defender, Web Slinger, Innovator. It's just like kind of like the different innovative things that Spider-Man can do throughout the game, or you can do as Spider-Man throughout the game. Defenders, like different things like dodging, as well as like some of the gameplay or fighting within the game as well. So it'd be cool that you can do all these and have all the edits. And then Web Slinger is just like flying around and air. It's mostly stuff that happens within the air, within air, like things that you can do. Real quick, this is the air tricks that I was mentioning earlier. And then this is the side missions. Yeah, so it's only, or missions, and I only have one. And then collections, these are the tokens that you can get to upgrade. Backpack, this is like one of the tokens that you get, and it just shows you all the things you get. This is the JJJ podcast. You can actually go through and go back and listen to each and every podcast if you want. So yeah, it's a pretty cool feature that they have. And this is the audio recordings, and then like in the game you found audio clips, and I'm going to play one real quick.
When I first realized it was you targeting Osborn these past weeks, I was shocked and saddened. But then, as the situation evolved before my eyes, I felt inspired. You took the bold steps I had always dreamed of, Martin, and you took them without hesitation. I am honored now to join you on this path towards true justice.
Yeah, so I just want to include that because it was talking about Otto and Mr. Negative, and it's a big part of the game. And then this is newspaper articles that you found like throughout the game, or they just like were released. And then this one is specifically related to the contagion that I talked about. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they have this. It's just different things that are a different way to increase the accessibility and relate it to more like a real world atmospheric feel. These are benchmarks, different XP things that you can do throughout the game to earn XP, and once you level up, that's how you get things to buy like the skills and suits. And then these are the characters. Yeah, we got the main characters, and we got Otto Octavius, and then see, these are just some of the main characters. There's Norman Osborn, I mentioned, Martin Lee, and then May Parker, and then there's Miles Morales, but he's not Spider-Man in this game yet, at least. So yeah, it just has him here. And then for example, there's Otto, and there's also Dr. Octopus, so it shows both sides. And then it has all the Sinister Six: Otto, Scorpion, Rhino, Electro, Vulture, and Mr. Negative. And for Mr. Negative, it also shows, you know, his alter ego or his non-villainous side, Martin Lee, too. So it's cool. It kind of separates them too. It's kind of interesting. This is the moves list. So it just takes you through all the moves if you ever forget. So you can just go back through, or if you get new moves, you can go here and tell you, or it will tell you what it is. And then you can also look at the control settings that I showed you earlier. And then this is the DLC. So this is only for the remaster game. You can switch to DLC. So this is this cat, or the heist one, and it's the one with the black cat, and then you can switch to that or the other ones, or you just like, I'm just gonna switch back to the main storyline. And so yeah, that was a quick rundown of the other part of the accessibility.